Among the things you'll see at Open Studios are drawings I do of beers that somehow show up in front of me. And sometimes I draw them on the iPad. Sometimes I draw them on a piece of paper. Sometimes with pen, sometimes with other tools. And why is my cat here? Oh, okay. The cat's going to go to her spot. So anyway, at Open Studios, I'm going to have this framed one on a small table with a glass of wine and a sign that says, "Don't drink alone. I'll join you virtually." So you'll buy this for $10. The drawings will be $10 each. If they're in a frame, they'll be $20. But most of them won't be in a frame. Anyway, so you can put this on your, when it's time for you to open that bottle of wine or take out a beer and you want to tell your troubles to someone, just put this drawing of my beer or my glass of wine or my gin and tonic on the table and I'll join you. You can tell me your troubles, etc. So I used to draw glasses, cocktails, beer, all the time. 40 years ago, when I first moved to Boston, I would do it, and I probably did it before I moved to Boston as well. But here's one of the drawings that I found in an old book I have. The book is a diary from 1907, and I'll show you the diary in a second. So here, awaiting Jane and the girls at Chang's. So Chang's was a Chinese restaurant. Jane was my housemate when I first moved to Boston. I don't know who the girls are supposed to be. Now, was I being catty and the girls were gay guys that I knew? I don't think so. I think they were, in fact, friends that I knew, maybe other roommates of mine. I wouldn't have called them girls, though. I would have used their real names. So I don't know, maybe these were friends of Jane's. Anyway, so I drew this with a fountain pen with red ink, tore it out of my diary from 1907. Yeah, I was young then. Anyway, here's the diary. So it's one of these, I used to buy these all the time whenever I saw them at an antique shop because the paper that they had were absolutely beautiful. Okay, who's Pablo? What's his phone number all about? 21st, number 18, call. Maybe I'll try those numbers. There was Pablo there. Anyway, so here's 1983. Purchased with Jane. So Jane and I were buddies. We still are buddies. So the diary has everything that vintage diaries were supposed to have. Your tables of the sunrise and sunset, or whatever these things are. Tide table. With Jane at Caesar's. Jane waiting for Kevin O. So we were waiting for Kevin Overson to show up. So this is maybe when Jane was visiting me in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Kevin Overson lives there, so that must be it. What does that look like? It looks like a dark cocktail of some sort. I'm normally not a dark cocktail kind of guy. With Jane at Pleasant Acres. So this was at the lake. She came up to the lake. and Pleasant Acres. That's my second drink at Pleasant Acres, evidently. So, any interesting men? Perhaps in the land I can't see. I guess we were. Anyway, Jane and I copied or had our conversation. Oh, here's Andrew. Pierre, congrats. I mean, this place is really, something. And to look at all those wonderful mirrors. I don't know what Andrew that is. That's not the Andrew I know. Anyway, 30 and a half. Okay, my glasses. Jane is tired and Kevin will be here any minute because it's 5 after. What brain cell with LB Thanksgiving. So there's those glasses again. These are vintage optometrist glasses. Oh, there's a captain's hat. There's 2 cocktails. July 14th, 1983, 1 year after coming to Boston. See? This is the page I wanted to show you. So I'm going down lots of memory lanes here. Oh, what's left over? Blueberry pancakes with Brian. I don't know which way is up here. With Jane and Brian at King David's. I don't know what. With Todd Johnson, Linda Franklin, and Jane Rominsky in the IDS Tower. So this is in Minneapolis. My neighbor from Minneapolis, roommate from Madison, and Jane, my Boston roommate. So this has all happened that first year, I guess. With unbalanced Jane at Deli House on Jerry's birthday. I don't know why Jane was unbalanced that day, but maybe I don't think she's ever been unbalanced. Maybe she just had a really heavy purse. Jerry Winston after the PIA opening. With Chin Chin and Brian. Chin Chin used to be someone I knew in Madison. See in here, Brian's fake orange juice at Cecil's. So they must have had orange juice that is powdered or something. Anyway, so I tore out a page of this book to frame it. So, ta-da!